All right. Oh, barely made it under the bell for the news for the day. It's 11:46 here. I wore a special shirt today. Like I said I was going to do when I told the story about somebody wearing an inappropriate political shirt to a situation where they shouldn't have worn one. So, I know two wrongs don't make a right, but I'm kind of tired of doing the strongly worded letter situation. It's time to fight fire with fire as far as I'm concerned. Okay. Here is the news for the 21st of November. I'm not even going to try to summarize it. So, TDS Queen here with today's news. I did have one thing yesterday I forgot about, and it was just a stupid little thing that I saw that he said. He was talking about his daughter's graduation from Georgetown, and this conspiracy theory was just hysterical. To avoid highlighting her success, he says, I say if her name was something else, they probably wouldn't have canceled it. They didn't like that she did so well in school. They weren't happy about it. He was talking about when they shut down graduations because of COVID. Like, that had nothing to do with the fact that your precious little daughter was at Georgetown and they didn't want her to get recognized. She wasn't even cum laude. She wasn't even in the top 10% of graduation. Their law school where she went has 2,113 kids. The Juris Doctor, which is the degree that she got, the very first one, which is basically like bachelor's degree, then it goes to LLM and SJD, which is master's and doctorate of law. 1,982. So at least 198 people did better than her. So wasn't really missing out on any. I don't think they cared. I don't think that's why they canceled it. It wasn't because of Tiffany Trump. My God, stupid. Yeah, P.S. Speaking of law, there's a lot going on with the Lindsay Halligan stuff, and it's glorious, and I just don't have time to cover everything. But if you go to Legal AF with Michael Popak, he does a very good job at that. He's a lawyer. I was a teacher. He's going to do a way better job than I ever could explaining things. I would just be paraphrasing him, his genius anyways. So go over there and check that out. It's really, it's enjoyable. Okay. This is just straight hypocrisy right here. In June 3rd of 2020, this is what Senator Cruz said about this whole Obama thing with investigating your political enemies. The evidence that has been made public has made clear that the Obama administration targeted his political opponents, targeted Trump and his campaign, unleashed, weaponized, and politicized the DOJ, FBI, and intelligence community. At any responsible DOJ, if someone had suggested, we're going to go after the incoming national security advisor, why did you not laugh this out of the room? Okay, we all know this is nonsense now, this conspiracy theory about Obama. There's nothing to investigate. They investigated, they found nothing. Nobody would charge him with anything. Okay, so I wonder what Cruz thinks about this, which is what Trump said recently. Whether it's right or wrong, it's time to go after people. How about public messages direct to Pam Bondi to go after his political enemies, and then she acquiesces? In public, in front of everybody. Did Obama do that? Did Biden? The hypocrisy is astounding. Like, you can... God. Marjorie Taylor Greene retiring. Yes, you heard that right. January 5th of 2016. Now, I'm not convinced we've heard the last of her. She's can be a real snake in the grass. She, did conspiracy theories about Jewish space lasers and Sandy Hook wasn't real and harassed the victims. And I mean, just look at the stuff that she said in the past. Look at her actions. If not, and she's really like on the side of good for her. Great. I'm happy. We need as many people as we can get. But I mean, she just came out condemning the violent political rhetoric from Trump to her. But did she make a statement about his reposting death threats to the servicemen and women on that video that I talked about yesterday? Nope. Radio silence. Another narcissist who only cares when it affects them, right? You want us to believe that you've changed? Then show us that you have. Give me a break. Oh. So, Fox News had a parade of losing this morning. Just an amalgam of lies and mixed messages because they can't completely ignore the public sentiment of things aren't affordable, but they still need to gaslight for dear leader. And speaking of which, my husband had a brilliant idea. A lot of places come out with Black Friday deals early. You want to really mess with these, corporations and billionaires? We should, the No Kings rallies and all that. Wonderful, great. You really want to screw with people? Boycott Black Friday. Nobody go out and shop on Black Friday. Oh my God. I can't even... I can't even imagine the damage that would do to these companies. And then maybe they would finally listen and realize that we hold the power and not them, and that we should be getting living wages, and they should be taking better care of their workers and consumers, and not jacking up prices and paying people slave wages and shipping jobs overseas and all of that. So, I thought that was a pretty good idea. So anyways, this is what they did on Fox News. Unemployment is at 4.4%. That's bad. The lowest under Biden was 3.4. Trump started at 4. So obviously it's getting worse. Their rating on Fox for him is 38%. Still, that's not good. Not good at all. So first they bring out Scott Bessent, and he blames the Schumer shutdown. This is a Schumer shutdown. No one calls it that. And that's why, according to him, the GDP is bad and why the feds don't lower interest rates. No. The feds don't answer to your boss. That's why. They don't answer to Shitler. And they won't bail you out of your mess. You made your beds. And Bessent continues. The one thing we're not going to do is tell the American people that they don't know what they are feeling. Like Biden said, it was a vibe session. You don't realize how good you are. Shut up, move along. Oh, you mean like how Trump comes out every single day and does that? And says those things? Golden age my ass. He comes out in parades and gaslights and said everything is affordable and everything is fine. Then they bring out Kevin Hassert, economics advisor. Oh, my favorite. He says factory jobs are doing good. Construction, manufacturing, right as a graph is showing the opposite. It is taking a nosedive. It is the manufacturing graph, and it's a nosedive right on the screen, and he's saying that they're good. Liar. Here comes Howard Netlick with the grift. He's telling you they'll remove the tariffs for coffee, bananas to bring down the costs. Well, now I'm thoroughly confused because I thought tariffs weren't going to affect consumer prices. This is a mess that you guys created. You want an attaboy for cleaning it up? Like, you did this. We're not stupid. And you know what he's going to do? He's literally going around to companies to ask to buy their tariff refunds because he knows those tariffs are going to be struck down in the Supreme Court as illegal taxation because that's Congress's job, not the president's. You can't blanket tariff countries. So he knows that this is going to get struck down. So he's going to companies, buying their tariff refunds for 50 cents on the dollar so that when they come, he makes money off of it. Con artists, okay? The grift continues. You want to build factories and make America great? Fine. Make America here. Make American products. I'm all for that. You are doing this backwards, okay? Companies aren't going to pay a living wage once you do that. This is all because of greed. They're just going to ship the jobs overseas. You want to do something? Punish the companies for doing that, What are you tariffing other companies for, or other countries for? Companies shouldn't be shipping their jobs. Make them pay a living wage. Stop giving them tax cuts. Make them do it. Otherwise, then they're just SOL. Nutlick continues. You will see numbers in the second half of the year, next year, mind you, that will blow you away. 6% GDP. What happened to immediate? What happened to fixing all our problems, making things affordable, bringing down energy? This is the con that they do, you see. Oh, you're almost there. Next year's your year. Your wealth is right around the corner. It's coming. It's coming. Oh, you know what? Maybe it's next year. Maybe it's the year after that. Which is it? It's never going to come, okay? This is the con. Then the cherry on top, Rick Scott, who got rich defrauding the government of Medicare and Medicaid funds. Look it up. That's his whole claim to fame. This is who the Republicans have put in charge of their health. This is their healthcare guy. Like, oh my God. He's the Republican healthcare guy. Medicaid fraud is healthcare guy. On the $500,000 payout that I spoke about yesterday, and I think also the day before, because it's just so appalling. Well, first off, we didn't even know about that provision in the bill. I don't need to make money off the government. Dude, because you did. You did already. You scammed and defrauded the government. Of course you don't have to continue to make money off the government. Well, thank goodness. Then they bring on Tim Cotton to talk about the, war crimes they're committing in the Caribbean, which I don't know that I've even spoken about that yet. But they're bombing, indiscriminate, just bombing, saying that they're narco-terrorists and that there's drugs on these boats and there's fentanyl. That's not even what comes in that way. It's usually cocaine. Fentanyl comes in a lot from China and over the border in Mexico, the precursors or finished product and what have you. Precursors come in from China. So, no, I don't even know why they're doing that. Just show of force, maybe, I don't know. But they're war crimes. That's what that video was about, was to not follow illegal orders, which they were just stating what the Constitution was. They weren't doing anything. They weren't saying don't follow orders. They were saying don't follow illegal orders, which, like I said, the JAG has said that's an illegal order to do something like that. Extrajudicial killing. I did talk about this yesterday. So Tim Cotton comes on and says, we've destroyed drug boats and drug traffickers. Don't you think if there were innocent fishermen, CNN International would have interviewed their families? Well, let's see. The U.S. blew them up, so probably not. I would be afraid to open my mouth. I would be afraid to go to anybody, because this is the U.S., the most powerful country in the world, that is just indiscriminately killing people in the Caribbean. So no, I don't think people are going to speak out about it, and I don't think we'll know the extent of this until this whole regime is gone. And they've got you basically in a trap, because who's going to choose to side with drug traffickers? You're not going to be like, oh, don't blow up those drug traffickers, but you should, okay? I'm not choosing the side of drug traffickers, but we have due process. If we pick and choose who to give that to, then this whole system falls apart. You can't do that, okay? You can't say, well, let's just indiscriminately kill murderers, okay? Sometimes, not always, and probably not most of the time, but sometimes those people didn't commit a murder, so you're just basically killing innocent people. How can we know that these are drug traffickers unless we follow procedure, which is board the boat, search for drugs, contain said drugs, arrest the people, and try them for drug trafficking? Otherwise, you're just going to assume that you blew up the right people. I don't want people blowing me up, thinking that, you know, if they blow up this house, well, maybe they got a drug trafficker. Like, I'm not a drug trafficker. So I want my due process rights, thank you. All right, speaking of the 500K. Okay, again, these were lawful sessions, or lawful subpoenas. They weren't wiretaps. Nothing any regular normal American wouldn't be subjected to if they were in the middle of investigation, which they were for calls made on or around January 6th. I can't with this. And what I saw today, it's 500,000 every single time their number appears. So we are talking, this could get into the millions and millions of dollars if they want. That should outrage you, okay? They won't pay the families of the Capitol Police that got injured or killed because of January 6th. They won't even put up the plaque. I think they just voted on that today and made them okay it. It has been, oh my God, what, 6 years? No. Yes? Oh, no. Oh my God, I think it has. That's insane, okay? That should disgust you that your tax dollars are going basically for them to write themselves a big fat check for enduring something that regular Americans have to endure when there's a subpoena of their phone numbers. What is this world coming to? I can't with this. And speaking of January 6th, the pardons for these people, they have gone out to rob, attempted murder, assault, child porn, like every crime you can possibly think of. The people that were arrested originally for January 6th that should have stayed in jail to not recommit these crimes have recommitted all these crimes, okay? One specifically, Andrew Paul Johnson, was arrested for molesting an 11-year-old boy. That never would have happened. That crime never would have taken place had he just sat his ass in jail where he belonged. This is not the president of law and order, okay? These are the dangerous criminals that have been unleashed into America, and it's him. It's not from asylums or prisons in Venezuela. And I realize that whole asylum thing was because somebody probably said, hey, people are seeking asylum. Asylum? Insane asylums? They're letting people from insane asylums come? Yeah, he's an idiot. But that's, all these people are committing crimes because he let them out into the street to commit more crimes. These were criminals that came to the Capitol, and what do criminals do? They commit crimes. This is who he is. And today when he was pressed, he wouldn't just say he doesn't want to kill Democrats from yesterday with this whole video thing. No. He couldn't just say he doesn't want to kill Democrats. He said, well, in the old days, they would have. Despicable. And MAGA Mike, it's dangerous. It's dangerous what these people did making a video. And you notice he never says that in the video they said don't follow unlawful orders. Don't follow illegal orders. He says, them telling people not to follow orders is so dangerous. It's like every time the reporter has to be on his toes. No. Unlawful. illegal. They are basically just restating the oath these people had to take to the Constitution. Remember the oath to the Constitution, people? This is a presidency and administration of an oath and loyalty to one man. That is a dictatorship. That is authoritarianism, okay? This is not an oath to the Constitution because of all the unlawful and illegal things going on. It's not an oath to that at all. And of course, we have to talk about Epstein. Maxwell is going to obviously plead the fifth when she goes to the House Oversight Committee if they interview her. But wait, didn't she sit there with the DOJ lawyer and say that he didn't do anything wrong? She never saw him do anything wrong. So why all of a sudden take the fifth? Well, because she's going to play the card that Trump has dealt her by claiming that it's all a hoax, and under habeas corpus with the lack of evidence, with it being a hoax and all, she shouldn't be tried at all. Didn't Trump say that only the mob or guilty people take the fifth? I'm pretty sure he did. Look that up. Pretty sure he did. And that should outrage you as well, like it outrages me. Another person getting away with it because they know Donald Trump and they're rich and powerful and wealthy and they think that they're above the law. And I just hope that when I saw what the House Oversight Committee said yesterday, where they are not going to be able to say that there's an active investigation as a reason to not turn things over, they're not going to be able to do it for them. That made me giddy with excitement because I want this out. I want these people all to go to jail. I don't care if they're Democrats or Republicans. They should all be in jail, including Ghislaine Maxwell. She's a horrible human piece of garbage as far as I'm concerned. Okay, and the good part of this, Mamdani meeting with Trump. And first of all, before that, I want to get into the definition of communism. I am so sick of hearing people talk about Mamdani as a communist. Democrats are communists. This is communism. This is communism. Okay, communism. Everything should be owned in common by the community. Classless, stateless, where goods are distributed based on the principle from each according to his ability to each according to his need. Basically, no one gets more. They all get the same, in a nutshell. No matter how hard you work, basically, everybody just gets the same. Trump's right when he says it doesn't work, though, okay? And that's the only time you will ever hear me agree with that man. It's the reason they don't work is because they usually turn into dictatorships. And those are the people that he admire. So I don't know why he's not, like, all about communism, you know? Maybe that'll turn him into a dictator. That's what he wants. That's who he loves. That's who he sucks up to. Socialism, okay? Public ownership. State owns and controls major industries like healthcare, energy, transportation on behalf of the people. So government works for you. Collective ownership. Business is managed by workers themselves, like unions. Core goals, equality and equity, aims to reduce economic inequality, like having trillionaires and starving people that live in the same country for some who knows what reason. And ensure basic human needs, which are housing, food, healthcare, and education for all citizens. Gosh, doesn't that just sound awful? Production for use, not profit. Economic decisions driven by social need rather than accumulation of private profit. Progressive taxation. You make more, you contribute more. Standard of living, basically, for everybody. Not everybody is the same, but we all believe in basic human needs and rights, okay? That's not communism. Stop it. Mamdani is not a communist. He's a democratic socialist. Do you not see the difference? I do. But man, he played Trump. The media was asking him, well, you said XYZ about Trump. Like you said he was a fascist. And he didn't back down like Vance did when he was calling Trump Hitler back in the day, you know, and now he's, you know, smooching the booty cheeks. Trump said, oh, it's okay. You can call me a fascist. Well, you are, so I'm glad you're okay with it. Trump was sucking up to Mamdani. The bully was walking back everything he said. I mean, he's my little commie to, well, we have more in common than I thought. He sees power. That's all he cares about. And Mamdani has all the power. So he's going to cozy up to him. A typical narcissist, man. He won't give money to New York to, I'd live in his New York. I think this man will destroy New York, too. I think this man will do some great things for New York. What a freaking 180, man. I tell you what. And specifically, the press asked him, does New York love Donald Trump? This was Mamdani's answer. New Yorkers love the idea of an affordable New York, and there were many Trump voters in the most recent election because of that focus on affordability, and I look forward to delivering on that promise. Read between the lines on that one. He is mocking him. He's basically saying, you lied to your voters on affordability, so then they voted for me, and now I'm going to be the one who delivers on it. That is exactly what he said in that sentence. So now what do the Republicans plan to do? Are they going to lie? Mamdani the commie that Trump agrees with? Laura Loomer, she goes, I had it on a little post-it note, but it fell off. But it said, basically, on her little tweet or whatever she wrote, oh, I'm not used to seeing a jihadist communist behind the Oval Office desk. Really? Didn't you just see that with the leader of Syria the other day, the 9/11 terrorist who was behind the Oval, commie guy behind the Oval Office? Oh my God. These people with the hypocrisy, I just can't. This man is not a communist jihadist. And you see that little shot at Islamophobia on that one, right? Because he's Muslim? Yeah, you didn't get that one past me, Loomer. Piece of crap. All right, and the last part of this before it gets too psycho long. Media and Christianity. I cannot with this, okay? Larry Ellison is the second richest man after Elon Musk, right? Now, with the CNN Paramount merger, he went to the White House, and Donald Trump is asking him to get rid of certain CNN journalists that he doesn't like. And then you have Vance demanding that Jeffrey Bezos put a right-wing journalist in charge of the New York or the Washington Post. Like, I don't get it. We're becoming North Korea, basically. North Korea state-controlled media, where we're picking and choosing who Donald Trump wants in the air and who Donald Trump doesn't want on the air. What does Donald Trump have to do with anything that should be on the air in the news? Or anybody on late night TV? He has really been going hard at those late night comedians. I find that just wonderful. I look forward to that every day. That's why it is so vital right now to support independent media, like the ones that I told you about, like Jack Cocchiarella and Midas Touch and IHIP and Legal AF. It's just so important right now. And, you know, you leave a like, leave a comment. You'll get these in your algorithms. That's how you get more videos like this. I mean, that's where I get most of my news from. I watch all of those people every single day, and I summarize what was in their videos so that, you know, one 15 to 30 minute video from me, you're not stuck all day watching, you know, because they repeat some of the things they say and they tie it all together nicely. It's a lot to watch. It is. And I'm happy to do it because, you know, I got to stay inside. I got to do something with my time. I can only clean so many things, you know, is what it is. So anyways, so much right wing is conspiracy. Mainstream doesn't even mention all the illegal, you know, his dementia, the grifts. They bury it. Think about what Fox News has done to moderate Republicans. They're all gone. They're full-blown cult members. I saw comments on my news feed today. MAGA actually thinks prices are affordable and down, and that Trump is not in the Epstein files. Like, it was all I could do to respond. I don't, you know, I used to not respond at all, and I don't get into, like, back and forth. I'll just write one thing and be like, look, you know, here's a truth. Here's why Walmart costs, you know, Thanksgiving costs less. And they'll actually say that's a lie. No, it's not. It's not. Go look it up. And then they'll say, well, Google is lying. Oh my God. Like, that's it. Then I'm done. I can't help you. I don't know what to tell you. If you think every single other website is lying except for what comes out of Trump's mouth, I don't know what to tell you. You're gone. They're gone. There's nothing you can do. They live in that echo chamber. There's nothing you can do. It's project, deflect, confess. With MAGA. That's what they do. And he breaks the law out in the open. It isn't fake news when he's called out on it. Well, Fox isn't talking about it, so then all those other news places must be fake news that is talking about it. And no, that's not how it works. They don't say it because it's so appalling that they can't even whitewash it. Example, New York Post today put out an editorial saying there's nothing of public interest in the Epstein files. Really? Did they have some kind of early access that I'm unaware of? Because the House, they haven't even released them yet. They have 30 days. So how the heck does the New York Post know there's nothing in the Epstein files? And there's plenty of public interest stuff in the Epstein files. Just in the emails that we saw. What does Russia have on Trump? That's a definite national security issue. All the financial institutions, the money laundering. What? That's public interest to me. Megyn Kelly came out and said, a girl came forward and said Trump walked into a house with Epstein and fondled her, and they're still looking for their smoking gun. That's the best they have? This is exactly what I'm talking about. Look at the stuff they're putting out there to make this okay. You just said to us you admitted he committed sexual assault. He's already been found liable for that once with E. Jean Carroll. So you basically are saying he just did it. Whether she's underage or not, we don't know. But you basically just told us that is what he just did. Like, and that's not even that, and that's it. Like, oh well, that was nothing. Nothing compared to what he could have done. Like, at least it wasn't an 8-year-old, right, Megyn Kelly? Freaking idiot. You see how they do? Ugh. And then the Christianity part of that. I watched IHIP today, and a lot of this is a summary of what Jen says, so I want to give credit where credit is due, because this just made so much sense. And I'm paraphrasing some of this and saying some of this directly, so this did not come from me. It is all the right wing, Christian signaling as well. Jesus spoke out against the accumulation of wealth and spoke for the impoverished. You have people like Mark Wayne Mullins from Oklahoma. He's a senator or a House representative or something. This is what he says. We're doing the Lord's work, okay? Red states are last in so many categories, especially education. And it's because they don't care. They have so many members on SNAP in red states. Like, the percentage is high. Stop fear-mongering about Mamdani in New York and take care of your own people, which you have not done. Okay? Because it's all about own the libs and trans and drag queens and fear, and then they cozy up to the oil billionaires and lie to you and say they care about you because they have the Lord. They don't. They take people's faith and manipulate them into voting against their own interests and the teachings of Jesus, the most despicable human beings. And that was something Jennifer said today on IHIP. I love the two of them. They are just great. If you've never watched that, you definitely should. And that's the news for today. And it was a lot. And it took me forever to write that. And my husband totally made fun of me the whole time I was doing it. But I'm a lot less angry when I just get it out there, you know. And then I let you guys deal with it and be angry. So it helps me. Help me help you. So I'm going to go to bed now because, yeah, it's after midnight. And I need some sleep so that I can do this all again tomorrow. So if you like this video, please hit like and subscribe, and I will see you all tomorrow. Have a good night.